Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining. I'm on my mat on the ground as I typically am. If you'd like to be here, you can join me. Otherwise, feel free to go wherever feels best for you and do whatever feels best for you. If you have any household items or props, feel free to use those, explore how they may benefit and support you. So, if you are joining me on a mat, you can come on down to your back, however feels most comfortable for you. So maybe that means you extend your legs out long. Maybe you'd rather have your legs bent with your feet planted on the earth. You could drop your knees in or out. You could have your arms on the earth, or maybe you have your hands on the heart and belly. Maybe you're somewhere totally different. So whatever is best for you so that you can settle in, settling into this space wherever you may be. Settling into this time that you've taken for yourself, for this practice that goes beyond yourself, this practice that you take with you out into the world, toward others. So taking this time to intentionally offer yourself some kindness, compassion, acceptance, and love, even though it's often difficult. Remembering that it is a practice, one to come back to over and over throughout your day, throughout your life. And as you begin to settle in, start to notice your breath. Perhaps begin to slow it down or deepen and lengthen the inhales and the exhales. Or find whatever else it is that helps you to bring that awareness to it. And as you begin to settle into the breath, perhaps your mind also starts to settle a bit, finding a bit of calm, a bit of presence, even amidst the distractions externally and internally. And if not, that's okay. It's a constant practice. Taking it when you can to find those moments to pause, to be, to breathe, to notice, to accept. And start to notice your body and all of the sensations running through it. Perhaps noticing changes that have arisen. Remembering that change is a constant part of all aspects of life. So trying to accept wherever you are in the body. Using this time to also practice trusting yourself and what you need. Exploring variations of shapes and poses. Taking something completely different than what I might offer. As you allow this practice to be as unique as you. So maybe you'd like to start finding a big full body stretch, extending the legs out long, reaching the arms up overhead. Point and flex the feet, roll the wrists, the ankles, maybe feel some cracks and pops. And we'll keep the left leg extended as we start to hug the right knee in. So the hands could interlace around that right shin or behind the thigh, or hold on somewhere else as you settle in. Thinking about anchoring that left leg onto the earth. So thinking about maybe pressing that heel into the earth as you pull that right knee in. Feet can be flexed if that's okay with you. Perhaps you notice the shoulders or somewhere else starting to tense, trying to relax, release a bit. And if it's better, you could always let that right leg fall more open to the right, coming more toward the outside of the ribs. squeezing that knee more toward the shoulder as opposed to the chest, allowing for more space in the upper body or a different sensation that you may be looking for today. And breathe. And if that right leg is not outright wide of the ribs, you could take it there now and you could stay right here with the sole of the foot facing forward, or you could take that right hand, finding the right foot or anywhere along the leg if you'd like to take the sole of that right foot to face the sky, drawing that knee toward the earth, the underarm, finding your half happy baby, whatever variation you'd like to find today. You could also have the right foot facing more in between, upward and forward, left hand wherever feels best, and breathe. And we'll begin to find our reclined figure four back pigeon. So the left foot plants on the earth as we start to take that right outer ankle to the top of the left thigh, just above the knee. Trying to keep that right foot flexed if that's okay for you. Trying to think about pressing the right ankle into the left thigh to help encourage that right knee away from the upper body. You could also press that right hand against that right inner thigh, pressing the knee away. And maybe you stay right here with the left foot grounded on the earth, or maybe you'd like to lift it up, hug the legs in, take a hold of that lower right leg, or maybe the hands find that left leg or one another. Maybe the right elbow presses against that right thigh. And come back to noticing your body, your breath. And if that left foot is lifted off the earth, you can start to release it as you take that right foot to the earth as well. The feet could come wide-ish if you're on a mat, maybe outer edges of feet, outer edges of mat, or wider than your hips or whatever feels best. You could find stillness and let the knees drop in toward one another, or you could let the legs fall to the right and to the left, back and forth at your pace. And if you were finding that movement start to come back through center, maybe you'd like to find another big full body stretch, reaching the legs out long, arms can reach overhead. And then we'll take the other side, beginning to hug that left knee in. And allow yourself time to fidget, to adjust, get situated as you think about grounding that right heel into the earth, trying to anchor that side down, hands anywhere to that left leg. Maybe they interlace around the shin or thigh, trying to relax through the shoulders or anywhere else, thinking about flexing through the feet. And if it's better for you, you could always let that left leg fall more open to the left. And breathe. And if that left leg is not wide of the ribs, you can start to take it there and begin to find your half happy baby variation, whatever that may be. That may be right here, sole of the left foot facing forward. Maybe you reach for that foot or leg with the left hand. Sole of the left foot could face the sky or more in between, right hand, wherever is most comfortable. And breathing. And we'll begin to find our reclined figure four back pigeon. Right foot plants on the earth. And we'll take that left outer ankle to the top of that right thigh, just above the knee. Again, thinking about flexing through that left foot, encouraging that left knee away from the upper body. Perhaps staying here with the right foot grounded, or maybe you'd like to lift it up. Hugging the legs in, taking hold of that lower left leg, or letting the hands find that right leg. And breathe. And if that right foot is lifted, you can begin to release, uncrossing the left, both feet back to the earth. Again, you could take those feet wide, knees in. You could find that movement, letting the legs fall to the right and left. Once you're ready, coming back through center, and you can start to hug both knees in. As you give yourself a hug, hands can come to the shins, the thighs, wherever feels best. And maybe you stay here, or maybe you start to rock side to side on the spine. Perhaps start to roll the knees in circles a few times in each direction. And once you're ready, begin to make your way to your seat. You can gently press up. You could rock front to back on the spine and start to find your comfortable-ish cross-leg seat if that works for you. Your hands could be up or down on the knees or thighs. You can roll out the shoulders, allowing yourself some fidgets. And then once you feel ready, start to find some stillness. Start to notice your breath once again. And begin to gently dip the chin toward the chest. And perhaps noticing a sensation in the back of the neck, upper back, shoulders, and maybe not. We all feel sensations differently. Gently taking the right ear toward the right shoulder so the face is forward. And you could keep the hands on the legs, or you could take the hands to the earth next to the hips, or you could walk the hands further out away from the hips to the left and right. And or you could reach that right hand up to that left temple just above that left ear, placing a bit of pressure there to draw the right ear a bit closer to the right shoulder. Maybe you gently tilt your chin up or down and breathe. And then start to come back through center as you take the chin back toward the chest. Next, exhale, other side, taking the left ear toward the left shoulder. And so again, the hands could be on the legs, the earth, perhaps left hand, right temple, perhaps chin tilts up or down. Perhaps you're somewhere totally different than you were on that other side. So finding whatever feels best as you breathe. And begin to gently release as you come back towards center, chin to the chest. And next inhale, start to reach the arms up. Fingers can reach toward the sky. Perhaps the face tilts up or as high as it feels okay with the arms reaching up. Hands come to touch. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reaching the arms up. Exhale, twist to the right. Right hand to the earth behind the low back. Left hand to the right leg. Tall spine, gentle twist, full breath. So if it's okay for you, we'll leave that left hand on that right leg. As we come back through center, you can reach that right arm for the sky. And then exhale, cross that right arm over the left. So that right hand finds that left leg and the arms are crossed. That right arm is on top of the left. We'll start to take the chin back toward the chest, rounding through the spine. So the hands are on the legs for some support, maybe. And as we inhale, start to lift the hands, the arms, the face. You could start to reach the hands for opposite shoulders, giving yourself a hug. Again, that right arm is on top. Or you could start to find your eagle arms if you'd like to bring the forearms together-ish. So the forearms are in front of the face, vertical, with the fingers pointing toward the sky. And perhaps you'd like to gently tilt the elbows, hands, face toward the sky. And start to come through center, begin to gently release. Maybe you shake out the arms, roll out the shoulders. And we'll take the other side. So we'll start with that twist. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, twist to the left. Left hand to the earth behind, right hand finds that left leg. Tall spine, gentle twist. And again, you could keep that right hand on the left leg if that's okay. Coming back through center, reaching that left arm up. Exhale, cross that left arm over the right this time as that left hand finds that right leg again. Perhaps you take the chin toward the chest, rounding through the spine a bit. Inhale, lifting the hands, the arms, the face. And again, you could take the hands to opposite shoulders as you give yourself a hug, and you can stay right here. Or you can begin to bring the forearms together-ish in front of the face. And you could stay right here, face forward, or you could start to gently tilt the elbows, the face upward toward the sky-ish. Breathe. And gently start to release. Again, maybe you shake out the arms, roll out the shoulders, whatever feels good. And then once you're ready, we'll start to come to all fours, finding tabletop. So you can have your hands on the earth, spreading out the fingers wide, thinking about grounding through the fingertips. So maybe a little bend through the elbows, the knuckles to take pressure off the wrists. You could also walk the hands forward, spin them out a bit, use blocks or books or pillows, whatever helps you feel best. So maybe the hips are over the knees. You can have the toes tucked or not. We'll find our cat cows as we inhale. Drop the belly, arch the spine, crown of the head and tail upward-ish for cow. And exhale, round for cat gently, taking the chin toward the chest, pressing the earth away. Inhale, arching up for cow. Exhale, round for cat. And you can begin to take a few more rounds on your own as you move at your pace. And with your breath, perhaps you'd like to add extra movement, shift a bit front to back, side to side. And then coming back through center once you're ready, we'll start to crawl ourselves forward onto the belly to find a sphinx shape. So beginning to bring the forearms to the earth, and the fingers are still spread wide facing that top short side of your space. We're on the forearms, we're on the legs, the belly, on the earth. And then thinking about maybe the elbows are in close to the ribs, or maybe you walk your arms further away from the upper body. Thinking about pulling the heart through the upper arms. So still have kind of an arch through the spine. So the heart, the face are facing forward as you pull the heart forward. And so again, you could walk those hands, those forearms forward away from the upper body to alleviate some of that maybe too much pressure on the low back. And breathe. And then gently start to lower the upper body. The chin can come to the earth, beginning to slide the hands underneath the shoulders for some support. And we'll start to press back into a child's shape. So you can begin to almost come back up through tabletop shape and then send the hips toward the heels. If you'd like to widen the knees apart, you can do so. Taking the big toes to touch, widening the knees, sending hips toward the heels. Hips do not need to touch the heels. The forehead could come to the earth, or maybe you'd rather bend the arms and let the forehead come to the arms or hands, stacking them. And breathe. And start to gently come back up to that tabletop shape once again. So if you have the knees wide, you can bring them back in, finding your tabletop. And then from here, we'll start to tuck the toes under and we'll find a toe stretch. So you can start to send the hips toward the heels once again from here, tucking those toes under. So feeling a stretch through the underside of the toes. And you can stay kind of here with the hands on the earth, sending those hips back, or you can walk the hands back toward the knees, the legs, and stay here with the hands still on the earth. Or you could bring the hands, the palms to the tops of the thighs, so you're more in an upright seated shape, like as if you're kneeling, and the toes are tucked under, sitting on the heels. If it gets to be too much, you can untuck the toes, coming back to the tops of the feet. And otherwise, taking a few moments to breathe, to notice that perhaps intense sensation on the feet. So we'll take a side stretch from here. You can always untuck the toes if it becomes too much. If you'd like to, you can start to inhale that. Well, we'll inhale both arms up, and then keeping the left arm lifted, you can release that right hand to the earth next to you. And maybe because if those toes are tucked, it might only be like the fingertips that come to the earth or not. You could also use like a block or something if you have something easily near you. And then as you exhale, start to lean to the right if you're taking this. As you lean to the right, maybe that right hand comes more solidly onto the earth or not. It kind of depends on the length of you, if that arm and hand are on the earth or not. So taking that side stretch to the right. Again, you could always have untucked those toes and be on the tops of the feet. And then gently start to come back up through center. So both arms are reaching up again, keeping the right arm lifted. Start to release that left hand down to your side. So maybe the left fingers first just kind of come to the earth. And then as you exhale, take that lean to the left, side stretch on the right side. So again, maybe that left hand comes all the way down to the earth or not as you lean over that way. And then gently coming back up through center. Gently bringing the hands back to the earth if they were up. Perhaps you stayed on the earth that whole time. So hopefully you were listening to you. If those toes were still tucked, you can untuck them and tap the tops of the feet out on the earth to kind of get all that movement sensation back from that stretch. And then once you feel ready, tuck the toes once again to start to find a down dog, starting to send the tail high, finding your upside down V, tail high, spine long. You can pedal out through the feet, bending one leg and then the other, readjusting the weight through the hands. Maybe you shake the head, yes or no. Heels do not need to meet the earth. And we'll begin to walk the feet toward the hands, finding a ragdoll shape at the top of our space. You could deeply bend the knees, let the belly rest on the thighs, let the head be heavy, Hands could stay on the earth, or you could always bring the hands to opposite elbows and maybe take a gentle sway side to side. And as you're ready, release the hands if you had a hold of those elbows and begin to take your slow roll to stand. Let the head be the last to come up. And perhaps you roll out the shoulders, wiggle the toes, rock on the feet. And once you're ready, start to find your tall mountain shape as you ground your feet into the earth, arms reaching down alongside the body, thinking about lifting up through the kneecaps, engaging through the quads, the core. The crown of the head is reaching toward the sky, noticing your breath. Inhale as you reach the arms up. Perhaps the face tilts up or not. Hands touch. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms reach up. And take a hold of that left wrist with the right hand. And as you inhale, you can reach the hands a little higher to the sky. Exhale, take another side stretch to the right. Perhaps you skipped that side stretch before. So finding that length along that left side of the body. And perhaps you're skipping it this time. So again, finding what's best for you. Start to come back up through center. Switch sides, take a hold of that right wrist with the left hand. As you inhale, think about reaching those hands a little higher. Exhale as you lean to the left. Inhaling up through center. And exhale, find your forward fold however you'd like to get there. You can press the airway with the arms. You can take the hands to the hips, fold forward, hands to the earth, or blocks, or books. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins or thighs. Again, blocks or books or a chair. Exhale, fold forward, stepping that left foot back, finding a runner's lunge shape. Hands are framing that front right foot. That left leg is back, face and heart are forward-ish. And then we'll start to send the hips up and back, extending through that right leg. And then the face can face the earth. And rebend into that right leg, into that lunge. We'll find a twist, grounding that left hand where it is to the inside of that right foot. You can release that left knee to the earth or keep it lifted. Inhaling that right arm toward the sky, gently twisting that upper body toward the right. And then we'll start to release that right hand to the inside of the right foot, next to that, between that left hand and the right foot. So that right arm can be kind of pressing against that right inner thigh, calf, that right leg. Pivot and plant that left foot so it's parallel-ish to that back short side of the space. We're going to come up into our warrior two. You can kind of take your time as you start to maybe lift that right hand, take that right forearm to that right thigh, coming into a side angle to start, and then start to lift that left hand. So reaching that left arm for the sky. So finding your side angle. So the right forearm would be on that right thigh, left fingers reach toward the sky. And then with those legs, that right leg is still bent with the toes facing that top short side of your space. That left foot is parallel-ish to the back short side of your space. And then you can find this however is easy, best for you. If my way isn't working, so find what works. We'll come up to that warrior two. So if you'd like, you can kind of almost use that right thigh's, I can't think of the word, some momentum to sort of push that right forearm into the right thigh to help lift up that upper body. And then extend that right arm straight out. So both arms are now out to a T. The upper body's lifted, so the crown of the head is facing the sky. And then we're still bending in that front right leg, right toes face forward. Left foot still parallel-ish to the back short side of your space. Adjust your feet and stance as necessary. Palms can face the earth. You can turn that face toward the right hand. We'll take one flying warrior, flipping both palms toward the sky. Straighten, lengthen that right leg, and take the hands to meet above the head. Coming back to that warrior two, arms come back to that T, rebending through that right leg, face toward that right hand. And then we'll find a reverse warrior, flipping that right palm to the sky. Leaning back, taking that left hand toward that left leg, reaching that right arm up and over. From here, we'll come back into that low runner's lunge. So you can come back through a warrior two and then kind of go back the way you came, or you can start to spiral the arms as if you're cartwheeling those hands all the way down back to the earth to frame that right foot and pivot on that left foot. So we're back on the ball of that left foot. Hands are framing that right foot and faces forward, coming back into that low lunge where we started, and then bringing that left foot up to meet the right, however you'd like to get it there. So coming into a forward fold at the top of the space. And then we'll come to stand, however you'd like to get there. So you can take that slow roll. You could bend the knees, circle sweep the arms all the way up, meeting with the hands at the heart. So we'll take all of that on the other side. Again, find what way works best for you to come on up. So we can meet either in that side angle and then warrior two, or you could lift yourself right up to that warrior two. So kind of knowing where you're going. And it may be different than that other side. As you're ready, inhale the arms up and fold forward however's best for you. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to the shins, the thighs, a chair, whatever. Exhale, fold, lift up that right foot back this time. So hands are framing that front left foot in that lunge. That left right leg is extended back, face is forward. And then we'll start to send the hips up and back, straighten, lengthen that left leg as much as you'd like. The face can face the earth. Rebending in that left leg. Finding that twist so that right hand grounds to the earth inside that left foot. Again, you can always drop the right knee here, or you can keep it lifted as you start to inhale that left arm up toward the sky. Gently twisting toward the left, toward that left leg. Breathe. And release that left hand to the earth, to the inside of that left foot. So between that left foot, right hand. Again, you could sort of press that left leg and arm into one another for some support as you begin to pivot and plant that right foot parallel-ish to that back short side of your space. And then you can start to lift that left forearm up to that right left thigh as you begin to reach the right arm toward the sky. So coming into that side angle, so that left forearm is on that left thigh. The right fingers are reaching toward the sky. The left toes are facing forward toward the top short side of your space, and that right foot is grounded. And then we'll kind of almost press off with that left forearm, left thigh to lift the upper body and bring both arms to a T straight out from the shoulders. Again, take your time to readjust your feet, your stance as you find your warrior two. Left toes are facing forward, left leg is bent. Right foot is grounded, parallel-ish to that back short side. Arms at a T, palms face the earth, face toward that left hand. We'll take that one flying warrior. Both palms face the sky, lengthening, straightening that left leg as the hands meet above the head. Exhale, warrior two. And reverse, flipping that left palm to face the sky and sending that right arm, right arm back toward that right leg or hip. Left arm reaches up and over. And then finding your way back into that lunge, that low lunge, so you can start to lift that right arm and begin to cartwheel those hands all the way down to the earth to frame that left foot, or come here however you'd like. You can start to pivot onto that right foot, so back in that lunge, and then coming back up with that right foot to meet the left, however you'd like to get it there, to the top of your space, finding that forward fold. From this forward fold, we're going to lower onto our seat. So you can begin to bend the knees, drop the hips, and come on down to your seat. And then we'll start to find a butterfly shape, taking the soles of the feet together. You can drop the knees toward the sides. Having the feet as close in or further away from the body as works for you today, always. Hands can come to the front of the ankles. You could interlace the hands in front of the toes. You could take the hands to the earth in front of you. And starting to gently hinge at the hips, perhaps the elbows press against the calves to sort of send the legs a bit closer to the earth or not. And perhaps you stay here in this hinge, face forward, or maybe you'd like to gently round the head, the upper body toward the feet, the earth, and breathe. Gently start to press yourself back up. And picking up the knees as you plant the feet on the earth and begin to make your way to your back. And from here, we'll find a twist. So if you'd like to, you could start to extend the left leg long, hugging that right leg, right knee in as we did in the beginning, taking that left hand to the outer right thigh just above the knee and starting to carry that right leg across to the outside of the left, gently rolling onto the left hip. You could take that right arm out to a T from that right shoulder and turn your face to the right. Or you could come into something totally different. You could have the legs both bent and stacked on top of one another. You could have the arms both at a T, at a cactus shape. You could keep your face toward the sky with the right arm at your side. You could skip a twist entirely. So finding whatever feels best for you today. And breathe. Gently come back through center. Perhaps you'd like to give that right knee another hug and switch sides to whatever version you're taking. So maybe that right leg extends long as you hug the left knee in. Right hand could come to that outer left thigh as you carry that left leg across to the outside of the right. Again, the face could stay toward the sky. You could turn it to the left. You could take that left arm to a T. You could take something totally different with the arms and the legs. And breathe. And gently start to make your way back to center. And you can start to bring both knees in, give yourself a hug. Maybe you'd like to find a happy baby, widening the legs apart. You could stay here, soles of feet forward, or you could reach for the feet, soles of feet toward the sky. Stay still. You could start to rock side to side. And then once you feel ready, begin to set up for your final resting shape, your Shavasana, whatever that might be for you today. So maybe that's extending your legs out long as you stay on your back. You could take your legs wide, letting the feet, the toes drop open to the sides. Arms could be alongside you, or you could take the hands to the heart and the belly. Perhaps you'd rather lay on your side, or come onto your belly, or come onto your seat. Finding whatever's best for you so that you can practice a few moments of stillness. So that you can practice releasing any residual tension left in your body from your temples to your toes. So that you can practice with each exhale, sinking a bit deeper into the earth and into stillness. So if you have the time, feel free to stay here and give yourself what you need to rest. If you do need to start moving on, begin with deepening your breath, starting to bring some gentle movement back as you wiggle your fingers and your toes. Taking your time as you gently roll your wrists and your ankles, moving through your arms and legs, or whatever else feels good for you. And perhaps you'd like to reach the arms overhead and find another big full body stretch. Starting to bring the knees in, giving yourself another hug, and rolling to your favorite side in sleeping child's shape as you rest your head in your bicep pillow. And take another few moments of grounding breath, a few moments of gratitude. Taking this time for this practice for yourself and others. Gratitude for all your blessings in life, big and small. Gratitude for all the good there is in the world. Remembering there is more good than there is anything else. Remembering that you play a part in contributing to that good and to making the world a better place. And as you're ready, you can start to gently bring yourself to your seat. Take your time. Take another few moments to reflect on the breath, remembering the restorative effects the breath can have on the mind and the body. Remembering that you can come back to these intentional breaths at any time to find a sense of peace and presence, calm and clarity, grounding and being. And if you'd like, you can inhale and reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. May you have compassion in your thoughts. May you have kindness in your words and actions. And may you have love and peace in your hearts. Today, as you go forward, may you be happy, may you be healthy, may you feel love and find peace. Thank you for joining. Until next time, take care and be well.